dance during the whole weekend. I've never in my life found myself in a situation where I've worked and said, thank God it's Friday, but weekends are special even if your schedule is all over the place.
You heard it. Yes, John Mosquito, we are on YouTube. I believe our internet is down. There must be a lot of buffering, either on TikTok or on YouTube. I'm not sure. So I hope you guys get to enjoy the show. All the goddamn time, but shout out to her. One playing right on the Black Fire Network radio station media of the 21st century. This is the Rhythm Scoop Show every Monday and Friday from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. is how we get to do it. And of course, my name is Joby Gashmani in the building.
Welcome, people.
Yes, and today we shall be discussing, of course, regarding entertainment and culture, what has been happening throughout the week. But of course, it being the month of March, we know we have a lot of expectations right here in the 254. We have a lot of concerts coming. One of the biggest concerts we have is the Raha Fest concert, and we've seen
this weekend.
No. It is this month.
This month, which date
30th.
is it? End of the month. Okay.
Yeah, 30th and 31st. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, it is end of the month. So we have, that is Davido coming from Nigeria, who is highly expected to be performing right here in the 254. And among the VIPs, who shall also other people who shall be taking the stage with him, we have Ben Sol, we have Femi, we have Ia Levis, and so many artists. I wish I could have been there, but 30,000 shmani.
I'll watch. I've told people, please go
Go
live
on our behalf.
Go live on your Instagram.
Go
or
on our
TikTok.
behalf.
We are gonna watch over there.
Manze.
Yeah, man, cause what? No.
Na TikTok yako ita grow, by the way.
It's a grow. I'm telling you,
Wow.
you're going to get followers.
So many followers, because you're bringing a show, a live concert on people.
Nasema kama follow
Manze.
nakata live.
I know, that's right.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have the concert of Davido, that is the Raha Fest, which shall be held on 30th of this month, and that is also on 31st. That is on a Saturday and a Sunday.
We have regulars going for how much?
VIP are going for 30. That is VVIP, 30,000 Kenyan shillings. VIP, that is 12,000. Regular 6,000 Kenyan shillings. Still quite a lot of money, because 6,000 rent ya mtu.
I know.
Hata labda 3,000. No, angalia 6,000.
Ni rent ya miezi mbili.
6,000 pia ni mshahara ya mtu. I mean, such a bad.
Go to concerts.
Yeah.
I've not been to concerts in years, but the last time I went to concerts, I really enjoy being at the regular place. And it's not that, like, I feel like VIP is just so chilled.
Yeah.
People are just there. There's no fun. You can be outside like that. Lafu wanapimanaga. Like, who is gonna wameka standards? Usifai kumisbehave. But in regular, kila cheesy yako hapo. So yeah. But if you love Davido, of course it's really amazing, because Joby, they're not only only international faces.
We have our artists.
Yeah, we even have like upcoming
Congolese artists.
Yeah, we have upcoming. I saw even
Congolese.
Congo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know he's a French.
He's French.
Yes.
Okay.
He's a French.
Okay.
Yeah, and of course with that I think he has like Nini of Congo, but he's French. Yeah, and then we have artists like Melina Gold. Just came up on the other day, and she's doing good, by the way. And she's going to be on the same stage. And nice. I'm so sure we see at the band in there. And I mean, it's not only about Davido. Hata kama upendi Davido, utafeel some band. Yeah, utafeel like a lot of local music, embracing African music. And I think that we're supposed to have this even in other countries, where they get to actually embrace even Kenyan music, because we are always doing the same thing with international faces, but we are not doing it. Uskiange ati Nyashinsky's headlining, and Diamond is coming to actually cut in race. It's always the vice versa. So we should actually embrace that. And if we can't, of course we can, then also other African countries. Mostly I feel like Nigerians are very selfish people when it comes to like taking people's music. Yeah. It's always them, nothing more, nothing less. Like literally they consume their whole music. Perhaps for them it's really good because they're promoting themselves. But again, this is also a problem we have as Kenyans. We like embrace everything and they don't embrace us back. So think about it.
It is crazy, but I'm saying that today they did give us an announcement of how the tickets are ongoing. We have VIP 75% sold out. The VVIP 90% sold out. Yo, what wako na pesa huko nje?
But let me tell you, Joby, I was reading the comment section. And one thing I've noticed, these people are frauds. I hope they're not frauding people, because the first time it was posted and they were giving discounts, people were like, mi silipi mpaka kwa gate. Unajua, because we've had experiences where unalipa and then the event is cancelled. And then your 30,000 is gone like that. So probably they might write there is 90% so that people can come and buy. And again, mfike hiyo day tusikie imekanceliwa. So you always feel 50-50. So this is why we were having this conversation before, because sasa unaona when wamekuwa kiaribia my event planners, nobody wants to trust any event, because they're like, man, I might like buy a whole ticket worth 30,000, which is somebody's like 10 months or 10 months rent, and then you're going out there to like just waste that money. So you know, it's questionable, because on the comment section watu anasema hata kama ni hiyo 10, hata kama ni 1,000 nanunua kwa gate. Unajua, and kwa gate is not working for event organizers, because even this artist needs like a discount before wakuja wa perform. True. So they have to be paid with the pre-sales of Takiaribu and Arabia, the whole gang.
It is crazy, but I wish we're here to see what's gonna be happening by the end of the month. Of course, I'm not a fan of events. I'm not gonna lie. Unless I'm not a fan of concerts. I'm not really a fan. Like, unless zile tunabebananga hapa na kina HR and all that, you're gonna find me either always in my zone, literally niko maji sana, sijelewi ama kama like the last one I was in the wrong rende, and I was trying to, I hyped up because of the, you know, najua ngoma zao mingi, and of course being on the front line of when when then I'm with the gang, but hey, nitoi tu pesa yangu tinajipeleka event. I was at an event here when they brought Casper Nyovest. I was there. I also went for, there was this other one. Like you paid?
Conscience. I paid. I bought a ticket. No, at that time, for I think for Casper I bought, because I really love Casper. I've heard his music. I've listened to him ever since I was like 15. You know, so I've been a hit fan. So I was like, man, if I have this money, then I gotta go. And also, it also depends with the influence, because the person I was hanging out with that time was into that stuff. So alikuwa ananiambia, yo, we have to go. So we bought tickets. But the next one, you know, my friends, some of them know people who like sell, or people who work with those planners, so they bring the tickets, and sometimes you don't even pay instead of being outside, like even clubbing, like people just like low-key.
It's for me, I think Maramob have been just carried. Kubebwa tu, kudandia tu, like, gonna be very tough for me. It's gonna be very tough.
Is it because you'll, unless it's you'd buy? I wanted to ask, is it because of the money, or do you just leave?
No, because I'm not into it. Not because of the money, but I'm not into it. I just nonanga tu nitaenda nipoteze simu, nilewe. Like, so you know, I'm reckless, especially if I'm alone.
But you can't. The mistake is ever going alone.
Exactly. Niko like nikue maji, nikitu nifanyike. Nah. I'm scared.
I know.
I'm scared. But anyway, that is what is happening. For all wataenda, all of buy tickets and stuff. You'll keep us posted.
But let me tell you, Kenyans will go. Wanajifanya tu kwa comments. Utasikia imeja.
Of course. Of course they will go. But moving on to the next conversation, which is part of our conversation today. I see that people are really acquiring lands huku nje so much, you know, like there's a lot of lands being given. People have a lot of money to buy land, so the government has a lot of land to give away. And before I get into that, nakumbuka kuna ilikuwa Margaret Wangare ama mwenye preacher
Margaret
Wangare ama Waiguru, sijui the second name, but Margaret, we saw that her church was demolished, and she came out and said that she promises the government, you know, this current government, they shall pay for doing all this. But I see on this other end, the other preacher, which is Pastor Nganga, he wants government to buy disputed land of which should cost 200 billion.
And I hear the government, somebody took that land to court, and probably maybe that is why he wants to sell it so fast. But again, you know, it might be worth, it's not maybe worth 200 billion, but of course look at the land, it's in CBD. acquiring land near the CBD is kind of expensive. Like really, it's not the same as acquiring even in Langata. And the more even you move away from town, the cheaper it becomes. So that land is in the CBD. Probably might not be worth 200 billion.
James Nganga now says that if the government wants the land, his church is sitting along Haile Selassie's Avenue in Nairobi. He is willing to sell it to them for 200 billion Kenyan shillings. While claiming he rightfully owns the prime parcel, he accuses President Ruto's government of land grabbing and having a pilot to take his property illegally. The preacher, armed with alleged documents showing ownership of the land, was on Thursday given 7 days to Central Bank at 42 million. Has it
gonna be placed there? Imagine a mall. Your mall in 3 or 5 years has even made billions and billions of money.
It's gonna actually, I think if actually the government
land appreciates.
There's a lot of grocery sellings going on there. Kuna tonozanga waru, mishiri.
I always see
you never walked
never walked there. I'm like, ile blue.
But there a lot of things you'll find very cheap. So I walked there like Nikena Tower and Mas. That is literally my route part before Nivuke, this other side of the town. So you'll find that mamas will sell warus there, potatoes, mishiris, peas, and a lot of things. So I feel like if this happens, it's gonna actually terminate a lot of businesses.
But I've seen in OTC also these kanjos have been demoralizing these women. You've seen?
So bad.
Yeah, wamekuwa kiziangusha. Did you see that woman who was selling, I don't know, this kanjo was stepping on them without
machungwa. But I feel like the people also know. I think we've discussed this before, where we compared a certain situation of a kanjo being beaten, because a kanjo being able to demoralize businesses. And that is walikuwa naenda sijua kipisa ilikuwa ni wapi wakipiga na manyundo, if you can remember. Then we had people in the JKIA who refused to pay the taxation, of them carrying whatever. So we're like, if these people when you're kwa airport wanaweza realize this is corruption going on here, I assume amounts of people just watching to moja na demolish a shop. I feel like people also are too scared money, and it is
because Joby, they're they're proper that's why I feel like people are like conscious about it. But again, the law is supposed to be by the people, you know. So sometimes you feel like it's not fair what they're doing, forgetting that they might be in the same situation someday. Now the kanjos are the worst paid people. Like, the worst paid. Lowest paid, one of the lowest paid people in the 254. But if you see how they like mistreat, unapata mama mboka makes a lot of money by the end of the month kushinda mtu wa kanjo. But the kanjo is just so mad and angry because of just a small power. Kanjo usikianga kama karau. Oh my God.
I know.
Unajiuliza, wow.
What happened?
What? Okay.
It is so sad, but we're gonna see how the case is gonna be going. Personally, I'm very interested to see if the government is gonna buy this land for 2 billion.
Might not buy it for 2 billion. Maybe cheaper, or maybe even take it. This government.
I know.
Maybe take it and say the papers are fake. I've seen is it Gashago? Yeah.
But I'm saying if they are able to pay 2 billion, it means there's a lot of money being stolen.
Not 2 billion. It's
200 billion. Yeah, 200 billion. If they manage, out wako na pesa mingi ya kuwaste. Like there's a lot of funds to be wasted. There's a lot of funds being stolen, and this 2 billion should be answerable. Why won't it cover up for so much, but can be able to literally buy a land that we don't necessarily need right now? Chinese Square.
Probably might. They got, like this government is giving us everything.
It is crazy.
Now another Kashas are saying it was bought by individuals.
But understand, I think us understand this debate we're having also on Monday, understanding church and the government, and I'm certain Pia Margaret, she's gonna be compensated. We spoke this on Monday on the Rhythm Scripture, where how the government and the church do work together in so many things. We mentioned also about drugs and a couple of things. Like I believe they would work, especially our Willie. You know the masses they carry of influence. So I believe they're gonna be able to be compensated to avoid the whole drama and everything, or not, like you said.
Probably they might be compensated, but it's not gonna be worth that money he wants. Definitely, if he bought it at 48 million or 42 million. Probably appreciation of land. This is why we say land is a land is a
liability.
It's like it's not a liability.
It's an asset.
Yes, land is an asset. So asset actually appreciates. At a certain point, it will appreciate. And then look at the location. That is what I'm saying. OTC or CBD. I'm telling you, anything that will be put there in the next 10 years or even 5 has brought that money back. And then now for life they start now just, you know, getting their profits 100%. So yeah, it might cost, yes, but 200 billion
a lot.
But again, why are you coming for him years and years later? I feel like there is somebody who is fighting for this, and it's not even. I think it's like individual, Joey, because even if you hear how Nganga is speaking up, like kujeni mchukue land yenye nimenunua na pesa yangu, mnataka kuclaim, do you guys have the power?
Yeah.
So it might be like individuals also who are just craving for that land, people who are just selfish and have a lot of power in the government,
including Gachagua. Because as we speak of land, we can see our deputy president. We have a court which has declared that he rightfully owns, that is 1.5 billion Kenya shillings disputed land near Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. I didn't know actually there was a disputed land.
No, there has been for a long time. Iko karibu iko nadi companies. I think iko hapo karibu na Cabanas.
Oh my God.
Yes, that land actually, the owner actually owns it and runs his businesses there. So what the court has decided is that guy actually got this land illegally, na papers zake ni illegal, and Gachagua is the one that has the legal papers and documents. So that land belongs to the Wamunyoros, who are from Gashagua's family. But again, you know, this is not the first case of land that Gachagua is actually going for. You remember that time there was also a big heap of land when he just got into the government. A few weeks, unasikia scandal ya land, and he was claiming that was his land. So I do believe there's a lot of land grabbing. And then look at these courts. Like, of course, hata kama umse alikuwa na pesa, but this is the deputy president. Of course, court favor him at any point, Joby, because corruption, number one. These people are the ones that run the government. They're the ones that even have an influence to appoint that judge. So I do believe there is a lot of illegality, and maybe there might be corruption that was done here, but it doesn't make sense. It shows the same people who have grabbed land for schools, the same people who have been found in scandals are still getting more. I mean, the rich will forever be rich, but they get rich illegally. Now, this guy who operates his business has been operating that business for life. Now ameambiwa he got these papers illegally. Where is he gonna start?
This is crazy. You know, I'm trying to reason like how people are so congested in Kibera, but nataka kuelewa anachukua hii land kufanyia nini. That is question number one.
Businessman.
Question number one. This man, if you try to look at him, ni anakam to, no disrespect, you know, anavuta tu sigara all the time. Like this guy just looks very, anakuwa too high either in something. You know, the same government wanatuambia hapa we're getting rid of alcohol and all that. But if you try to look at the decisions they are making, this is so crazy and this is very alarming. Yani ukiongea na kana fikiria how revolution can really happen. Do you know how this should be saddening so many people? We're talking about 1.5 billion.
But you know, this other guy, now people are gonna lose their jobs first and foremost. Because hawa wase walikuwa nafanya kazi kwa hizi companies ziko hapo. And meaning when the company doesn't exist, a lot of people are going to lose their land. A lot of money, a lot of investment is just going to go in the name of... If he had gotten maybe the land illegally as they claim, I feel there's supposed to be like a compensation. Where the original owner now is now being compensated, because I can't come Joby and claim this is my land if it is not my land. Na niko na documents, and then from nowhere you're telling me these documents have been fake. Make it make sense.
This is so crazy. This is so sad, and this is where again you go back to what the former South Africa president was talking about Senegal, and where we've been seeing elections and recurring, but we've never seen like we've never seen a coup. And until African countries realize what is really happening here, because these are copy and paste of so many African countries. Unasikia huyu amepewa hii, unasikia huyu jina yake imewekwa hapa. Like, this needs to stop. This is so crazy, being honest, and I feel it. I just feel the anger of people who are so much congested in Kibera, Dandora, Mathare.
Pipeline imeshikana na airport.
Imagine!
Literally. Pipeline Cabanas Airport. Like literally, and pipeline people are full. Hadi unaambiwa watu wamejaa paipu. Paipu haina hata jamii ya magari,
So
ni jamii ya binadamu. People are full there. People don't have places to live.
These people have managed to go to estates that have been existing for years, centuries, where people bought their lands rightfully. They are demolishing houses. These people want to come with the house funding project bullshit, which they are deducting from people's salary by force, but won't take this land to do all that bullshit they want to do. You want to go land grabbing other people's land.
How did you get the money first and foremost to buy this land? Let's start questioning from there.
1.5 billion.
Exactly. How did you buy that land? Because this land probably, this case has been existing for a long time, not even last year.
This is so sad.
And this is not the only land. Me, it's giving question. When I just had this deputy president who won that case, I was like, what did you expect? Did you expect the other guy to win? Come on. It's not possible.
Revolution is required. But let me go through a few comments right here. I see what people had to say regarding this. I see we had Jared who said, we don't expect anything else until the next government takes over from them. Well, we can't wait. That is another thing with the African people. We want to keep on waiting to Langaliwa Kifanya. Me personally, I'm tired, being honest. I'm not going to lie. My heart is heavy every time I keep on reporting about politics. Then you see what people in reality have to go through. I really feel it. Like, the coldness, then baridi unasikia ngabila alafu nasikia tu joto ingine, like you get so mad. That is how I feel, and this is so disrespectful to the people of Kenya. This needs to be answered. Like you said, where did he get the money? There's nothing these people have done so that they can be earning this amount of money.
And this is not even
no development in the country.
The reason as to why I'm telling you, even not even earning, because probably maybe he earns a lot. Yeah, close to millions.
For maybe, doing what?
Maybe he earns millions and millions
for
of
doing what?
But again, let me ask you, 1.5 billion, and this was land before you became the president of Kenya. Where did you get this money?
Answers.
Question.
But it makes a lot of sense. Go back to the brother being a deputy, being also a member of the, politics.
But I heard when there were rumors, allegedly, when people were during campaigns, that Gachagua was one of the biggest people who invested in the UDA. So, one of the biggest funders of UDA. So definitely, if you're the biggest funder, you go when
you're gonna get a lot of favors.
Yeah, not even that. You have to be the vice president, cause the more you put your money, the more you become important.
Okay.
After the owner of the party, when you're not fund your party, that's how he got like that chance to now become like, that. And ask yourself like, how did these guys make money? The family has been in scandals of land for a long time, even before he became a president. Not even Gachagua, his brother. I think Alitolewagwa, people actually talking about him, and just issues to do with land grabbing and even stealing money when he was still in power. Yeah, in power.
It is so crazy. But I also see another one said land grabbing started with the first president. How is it going to end? That is a good question, and that is actually fact. Land grabbing did start with the first president, because when we had people thinking he was among the Mau Mau freedom fighters, he was actually a sellout. He was among the people who gave the British government on land ownership, rather for them to get and grab so many lands, and which is still up to date, because we have the British government which controls our tea farms, our coffee farms, most of our things. We have the Del Monte crisis and so much. So that is a good question. The only way out it can end is through us. If we realize that we're the ones who are being oppressed, and the more these people are going to be stealing, like you say, the wealthy are getting wealthier, the poor are getting poorer, and this is something that needs to be called out.
I was just writing the Wamunyoro's family, and this is 2021 July. Gachagua in detectives crosschairs over 12 billion tender deals. 12 billion tender deals, job. So you're talking about 1 billion. This is 12 billion. Unadhania watu wameiba
a lot of money. Wameiba pesa mingi sana. And it is so crazy. But for those who are in with us, let us know what you feel about the situation of land grabbing in Africa, because this is not a Kenyan situation. So many Africans are going through this suffering. Like you say, there's a lot of jobs about to be lost. If you look at the both cases we discussed, if this land of this church tends to be sold to the government, a lot of people are not going to be able to become hawkers anymore, the way Nganga probably had allowed them to be outside his church. A lot of people are going to lose you know, their opportunities that they had set for themselves, and it is so
it
sad.
might be very brutal to them. Yeah,
it is very crazy. But moving on to the next conversation is where we have the U.S. Embassy, which has actually alerted increase of crime in Nairobi, and I kind of tend to agree with that, because recently in Rongai it's not been safe. It's been very, very crazy. You hear mtu unamka asubuhi unasikia tu kesi za mtu ameibiwa, mtu amenini. Actually it was a few months ago, I think either December or January, beginning of the year. It was around 10:30 going to 11. Jumu toka hapa late sometimes. So it was so late, nikaenda kapata wao wamelalishwa hapo chini, mmoja ameuliwa. Kufika tu kwa nyumba, another gunshot immediately rang. So it's been very, very insecure, and I kind of agree with it. But what is, we can see our troops who are about to be deployed outside to take care of security. While we have insecurity in our very own country. It is crazy. But yes, they're saying that the U.S. Embassy in Kenya has issued a security alert on increased criminal activities in residential areas within Nairobi, such as a purse and phone snatching. A statement released by the embassy seen by the BRK advises Americans in the country, it's always Americans, you know, in the country, to keep a low profile, be aware of their surroundings, avoid showing signs of wealth, and while in traffic, keep vehicle doors locked and windows. In addition, the embassy advises U.S. nationals not to physically resist any robbery attempts and remain calm, as confronting such as criminals might lead to violence. It is crazy. And they also add that the government of Kenya is taking measures to place more police in high crime areas. While we should do that by start saying, you know, we're not taking our troops to Haiti anymore. We need them to actually cover the insecurity crisis we have in our country. We have, did you hear or did you report where we had bunch of gangs who raped a 11-year-old? Did you read that?
I did.
That was in Samburu, That was on Wednesday. That was on Tuesday, actually. More gangs, and they were heavily armed. They had killed a lot of people. They gang raped an 11-year-old, not a lady, a 11-year-old.
It is sad, Joby, because it's like we are outside here. Not Nikama, I'm letting my house messed up, and I want somebody's house to be clean. It's giving that, because Kenya is actually not secure.
It is not.
And foremost, look at the Northlands. Look at Masabit. Look at Wajir. Look at those places where we have, you know, bandits. And it's going crazy. But we have to take our troops, best of the best, who can actually ensure.
Have you seen that? Have you seen their training?
Yeah, I've seen it.
I don't like it.
I mean, it's just crazy
Pathetic.
for me. It doesn't make sense, and I do agree. There's a lot of insecurities, probably in Nairobi. Mostly if you're somebody who works, I really tell people, please, wherever you're going, so long as it's Africa like 8, just use a bike. If you're going home, just use a bike or take a matatu. History ya kurisk. Mostly even where I live, it's like really, really dark. Kwa hiyo barabara. So sometimes even one day my boda guy was taking me home, and he's like, yo, juzi tu nimepatana na dem mwingine is like really going, anakuja asifa and approach my gate. Sasa kwa hiyo njia inanga a lot of people, it's a lot of trees. So he comes and says that he met boys wameka mama hapo chini, wanamwibia, wanamchapa. So amewapita, anaona tu manini. When he's approaching, he had to turn. Like, cause ukiwapita wako na mapanga, you don't know if they have guns. Right now they have guns all over. And he had to turn. And the next day he said, another woman, just my neighbor, 5 in the morning when she's going to work, amepatana na wezi, wamemkata. Like na mapanga, they were just snatching the bag. Now, like with knives and machetes, they cut her, anapelekwa OC. It's just crazy, because these places are not safe. And of course, look at also the unemployment rate, where we have youths now not getting jobs. And they want to now set themselves on, let me go to the streets to, you know, and that is something that has, if you create employment for these youths out here, nobody's gonna have time to even go to the streets. I tell you, Joby, sometimes you get off work, the moment mostly you get off work late, do you tell me you can go home and cook or do something? You go and sleep,
I cook here most of the time, or I eat before my show. I'm gonna cook here after my show or eat before my show. If not, I'm gonna eat baraka. If not, I'm gonna sleep.
You're gonna sleep. You don't go, like you get so tired.
I don't have time to roam around.
Exactly. So let me ask you, if you give these youths all of them job, of most of them, watatoka kazi kama wameenda home, wamechoka, all they see is sleeping. You're not going to even meet people first and foremost in the bar every day drinking. Lazy people. You're not going to see people actually robbing a lot of people. So look at you creating opportunities for them. And of course, Joby, these are to be highlighted because they're now saying foreigners. And I've seen these videos. I've seen a video that has been going viral. I think that was where in Parklands. And you know, Uptown is where now these foreigners, most of them live there. So this guy was walking, and these people, they even have a car. Nowadays even these snatchers, like hawako na mkono, hawako na watembei. They have cars. They come in style. They're down for business. Like, you know, and it's so crazy. They have a car. Ukitembea kidogo kidogo, wewe mwenye unatembea wanasimamisha gari out of nowhere. They steal from you, and some of them even have guns. So you are supposed to be really, really careful. And of course, I'm hearing you read that, and I'm like, definitely, if you are Kenyan, you know this is what we do. First and foremost, ukibiwa, you don't actually fight back. You give, or else,
away. Or
else if they have a gun, you're gonna die. And then also windows, kwanza Uptown, pale Westlands, you have to lock, like it's mandatory. I was reading, I'm like, they're telling them, like, this is what we do. Even us who are not foreigners, we do this. So yeah, it's not.
I remember the day when I was taking my brother back home before he joined school, before they opened school. So he has my phone. I gave him my phone, of course, you know, for him to communicate. But before tulifika Tao, the OTC way before you get to Jogoro. Yo, to vijana that come and open the window, the matatu windows. Like your window is closed, but they're the ones to open it.
They know how to open.
I was looking in front, like the TV, the matatu had a screen. So me, I was just focusing on the entertainment and all that, just thinking. My brother is the one on the window. So Nico, like, this guy opened the window and almost snatched. I was like, who the heck is opening the window? And I saw the hand, and I took it. I was like, bro, you're about to lose your phone. Welcome to Nairobi. Welcome to Nairobi.
And it happens a lot of times. Nowadays, watu wa matatu. There was a woman who was confessing the new style of scammers. She says that when you pay with M-Pesa, they tell you, show me your message, right? And then they check your balance. That's a stage unashuka si wanakuliza. They have people in those stages. So ukishuka wanakufuata. They make you like withdraw that cash
or send the money.
So that is what they do. That is why people nowadays are like, don't even pay with your M-Pesa, because they have thieves in every stage that follow. Akiona tu M-Pesa only 20k. Au tunaenda na ile leo. They call their waambia mngojeni kwa stage. And that's how they go. So that is it's just crazy. Insecurities is too much.
It is crazy, man. It is super insane. But it's crazy how the US, it's the audacity of always these embassies for me. You know, them warning their citizens. Why do we always have to hear the rising cases of crime or insecurity issues from the embassy because it's concerned about their citizens, but not our own government telling us, hey, especially the president, nimesikia this has been happening and I'm here to say that I'm gonna make this and this happen. Why do we always have to hear this from the embassy, them protecting their citizens, but not us hearing it from the government?
I don't know, entitlement, superiority,
privileges.
It
is crazy, and it is super insane, and it needs to be controlled. And I want to go through the comments because mtu mmoja amesema, is this the same Kenya sending scouts to Haiti?
Exactly.
I mean, so people are getting senses outside there and people understand what is happening. Na mwingine anasema na bado wanataka 1,000 police officers waende Haiti. Ni kama kwa koti kwa gava lazima uwache akili kwa nyumba.
Sometimes you might think like that. For real though.
I know they leave their brains with their wives. I don't know, in the bed. But also mwingine anasema hakuna jobs, cost of living is high. Businesses are closing day in, day out. The government is greedy. What do you expect? That is true. Just what you said, lack of employment.
Exactly.
They're shutting businesses every single day.
Yeah.
I mean, we're seeing parents crying. So you expect me as a youth, I'm unemployed, you go demolish my parents' house. I've seen that actually in the ghettos.
Yeah.
As demolishing, beating up people, like they go rogue, literally killing even. They don't care, because at that time it's all about them and their parents. My parent is hurting, I gotta take care of this situation.
Yeah.
My sister needs me, I gotta take care of her. Especially looking at the families with the boy is the firstborn, and they have siblings are waiting for them.
Yeah.
And their mother is single. Maybe they didn't have a dad, they grew up with single parents or
Yeah.
single mom. It's always crazy, because I've seen most of these firstborns male go and who their sons is firstborns.
Yeah.
It doesn't. But to the next conversation is about Joey, which we've been discussing a lot, of course, this week.
Okay.
And I don't know if you've seen what happened today. We had his death sentence, which was announced Jana.
Yeah.
And we saw a couple of things within 24 hours. Him being told to come out and speak the truth. He knows the person behind the murder. We've seen, which we reported early in the morning, the accused who was found innocent, the fellow accused
is on a tour.
She's on a tour, despite them saying they have not appointed her.
With the same cabinet
I
secretary.
mean,
Yeah,
it's the schemes for me, you know. If you know how to play these schemes, imagine there's a now. You just need to be a coon. You need to be a coon. You know, if you learn how to become a coon and learn and act accordingly without questioning, you're gonna get privileges in this system.
Exactly.
But yes, we have Joe Irungu, who has filed a notice of appeal against his death sentence.
Okay.
And this is crazy, and I wanna hear what people have to say.
Aki, please let them not kill him before we hear the whole story.
Mwanze.
Because a lot of people are saying, you know, it's very questionable. This case, Joby hata kawe ni fala aje. There's a lot of questions. Who go to like, and let me tell you, there is that conscious mind that the things don't add up. So people are saying let him appeal. So when he goes to appeal again and it has been accepted, then the case is being reversed. Meaning new witnesses ni kama kesi inaanza tena. So yeah, it might bring a new face to it, because from that guy who, you know, that guy posted and then he left, like that account haikuwa tena. You look for it, you're not gonna find it. But people already took a screenshot. So what is happening? That guy said there's a lot. Man, you know that you didn't do this. Whoever you're covering up for, even if they're threatening your family, even if they're threatening you, don't go with this to your grave. And today I was looking in the morning, I was reading about death sentences in Kenya. And now one guy was actually explaining, of which it didn't make sense. Alikuwa anasema, you know, when you're given a death sentence, since you can't be hanged or killed because of the human rights that was passed in 2013, you're taken to a room where your sentence looks like you're dead. Like dead people, they don't see out, they don't see the sun because they're dead. So uko kwa room yako, kwa giza, for life. Unarushwa, you never get out
till the day you die.
Till the day you die. So you might go, a lot of people go crazy, some kill themselves inside there and stuff like that. And you know, some people are saying it's a lie. You're just not allowed now to get a parole. You can never be out. Like, you're gonna spend the rest of your life in prison. So it might get as hard as that. But again, is it worth it if you like? Cause look at it. Joey has been given a death sentence, alright, and probably maybe he's covering up for somebody. Whoever he's covering up for, what has he promised this guy for him to just keep quiet? Unajua?
Parents' life,
probably. But ask yourself, like, is it like, maybe people are also saying he might go in there and get killed. No, before anything happens. So if he's protecting a higher power, so yeah, it's just a lot. But again, what do you learn from all this?
Man, there's a lot. I was discussing that yesterday with Kamlesh. She was saying, like, there's a lot to learn from this money. One, watch your circle. And I want to go back to a video I woke up, that was yesterday, still in the morning. The first thing I saw on the social media, this guy says, anything, anyone, any group that you know and you see leads you to things that are going to bring you to trouble later, avoid. Anything that you know you don't want to be held accountable in that involve the government or might involve the government, swiftly walk away from it. Just become achana na sijui stories are chilling with celebs, sijui chilling with who you want to be recognized, you chill with high high-end people or high-valued people. No, that is gonna get you into trouble. Because if you try to look at the situation, I was trying to tell Kamlesh, if you look at Jackie Maribe, something we discussed, I think, she's been a news anchor. She's been involved with politicians. Probably so is Joey, you know, had friends, politicians who also had his back. But what you learn from this is the people you call your friends are not your friends. Because if you look at actually yesterday, the pictures that were surrounding online, none of the friends were there, only his parents.
Family
only the parents
to stick to you.
Only the parents were there, you know. So what I learned from this is that watch your circle, be aware of your circle, be aware of the decisions being made within your circle. Don't just go or walk with people blindly. The government is not your mother. That is something. Government is mama yako. The system will always either you know them directly or you don't know them. If it's anything that's gonna involve them and get them into a mess, if anyone is involved, it's always not gonna favor you. Like, there's a lot to learn from this in so many different angles. You know, men watch the women you're dating, women watch the men you're dating.
I mean, it gets really. I was looking at mtu mwingine alikuwa anasema eti Jovi tulikuja na wewe sana hapo 18, but bro, there's nothing we can do. Tutakuja tu kukutembelea. And I'm like, where is your 18 24 gang?
People you chill
like
with,
people who you are drinking with and thinking that, yo, you only got yourself. I only say this because maybe it's covering up as they claim. But who are you? What it's always supposed to be used to come first in every decision. Hata kama unaenda kuriskia mtu, like, please let it be. You're risking for your own self. Unajua, not for somebody. Never take like somebody's blame because, or try to please somebody and forget about yourself in that. You know, it doesn't make sense. Like, there's a lot of, just like Joby says, there's a lot of lessons to learn in this. Like, even the smaller the circle, the better. Like, look at you having like 1 million people you are partying with, you're doing this. But when you see none of the friends, nobody wants to be associated with him. Nobody wants to be seen with him. Nobody even you want to tell me he didn't have a best friend? Of course, probably he had people who are close to him. And right now they're viewing you differently. So also watch your circle, the people you hang out with, how are they, and definitely the choice of your partner too. You know, sometimes you never know, but again, choice of a life partner.
Don't be greedy. You know, don't be greedy. You know, it's crazy because if you look at the lady who was killed, who actually her birthday was yesterday. And you know, she died so young.
Kimani.
She turned 29 Jana.
So she was young. She was a young business, and she died. She was supposed to be traveling next week.
To Dubai.
For business. So she's been back and forth. She's been well off.
I don't know, she was so young, you know, so wealthy at that young age. I thought she didn't talk on at 30s.
No, she was young.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. And you know, don't be greedy. That is another lesson to learn. You know, wait till it's your turn. Work hard, work smart. You know, just put yourself outside there. Don't go wanting what people have built for years. You know, you wanting to take it easy because you're jealous. Because if I try to look at maybe probably the killing of this lady, it is out of jealousy. Hakuna kitu ingine. How successful she was, and at a young age. And that we've seen so many times, even with celebrities. I mean, last year we had so many celebrities, beautiful ladies who had made it at a very young age, but they were killed by their circle of friends because they envy what they have in their life. And something I also learned for me, because I don't want to say I had envious people in my life, but I lost a lot of friends, especially last year, because I stopped tolerating a lot of bullshit. I think you can also testify to that, like the way people used to chill here. You know, we had so many people coming to the studio. Once I stopped tolerating a lot, like I've reduced a number of people in my life, and which actually it feels so good because I have
about
real
it.
people.
Have you ever thought, if you want to know, they didn't mean a thing because you don't chill with them and there's no difference. Like,
and most of them walikuwa wanakuja hapa tu ni show off, like, I have a friend who have a studio, nothing that we can sit down and discuss business. How can we make money? How can I improve the studio? How can I network with people? You know, I never had such debates with people until I met so many other different people out of the circle I was hanging out with. Less drinking as well, less going out. it makes you just realize, especially when it comes to partying. I think the social life, once you reduce a couple of things that you used to tolerate or normalize, it makes you realize like, who are you effing with for real? Like, who is my real friend? Who's really effing with me? You know, that is one thing I've learned. You know, so, because shout out to again Elodie. You know, she also discussed about it. Like the moment she also did drop a couple of things, she lost a lot of friends. And that is the reality of life, you know. Once
the
you
smaller the circle, the better.
And literally you're gonna learn a lot from that. But shout out to John Mosquito in the building. Mr. Blackout Fire is also with us in the building. Jiba Jaba, Karibu Sana. John Mosquito says Jumbo to you too. I hope you're doing amazing and welcome back. You're saying that I've seen them snatching people's phones even on motorbikes. Yep, they do that.
And nowadays they're like the motorbike guy and the thief. So the thief
they
sees you walking like this, maybe you're pressing your phone. He snatches and then they go off with the motorbike.
Because your concentration is not there.
And then nobody's gonna chase them. Trust me, they're very slick. You'll not find them. And even what a motorbike they see and they're like, hey man, like they can't do. Sometimes even you're stolen from them when akimbia, nobody's even able to say, "Oh, ni mwizi tumshike." Wanaangalia tunasema hiyo ishaenda, you know.
It happens a couple of times. And I think that's the reason the incident I bumped into on that was on Wednesday night. The other day, walikuwa wamebeba now 5 of them in a motorbike. And of course it creates suspicion. Even today when I was going back to the house, I bumped into 4 a motorbike that has 4 guys.
If I see a motorbike with a lot of like 3, man, I don't. After siku moja, just down here, like these guys were coming like really fast. Nikafanya hivi. Wakaniangalia niko like, don't care if you're not thieves. Like me, I'm so slick. Like the moment I've seen and I'm like, and you can definitely just tell.
You can tell,
look like, I don't know how you can.
There's how they walk, there's how they look at you, like wanakupimia.
Exactly.
You can tell, especially kama umetoka ghetto.
I know. You can, because me, I'm like, you know, like, no, this is not.
You can tell a lot. But I also see John Mosquito says that scouts, I thought they were soldiers, man. These, I don't know, man. These hours, I don't know what we have. We have scouts, not soldiers. We don't have soldiers.
Exactly.
And personally, I think I'm glad realizing at a very young age, because I've lost a couple of friends. Lots of friends that I used to think they're really. Value because we value friendship. I used to value these people, and the moment I realized that I'm the one being called a snake when I know I've been so kind. I'm the one being called also. I was like, nah, you're the wrong people. And once you let go, trust me, even it opens a lot of doors for you. Because once you let go of some certain energies and invite new energies in your life, and which are very impactful, your life becomes also, you know, very blessed.
I used to be mad at myself. I would like be in trouble, and I would go through I used to have a lot of contacts, right? So I would go through my phone and like I need something, or I need a face. Sometimes I don't even. Sometimes I just need somebody to call. So I go through my phone. I'm like, no, I can't call you. No, I can't call you. And I would get mad. I would delete numbers. Like I'm that person who delete till I realize someday I delete and I'm like, you have only 17 contacts. Really? And I'm like, yes. Like this is now your life. These are the people you need, because even if you don't have those people, you take even years without even talking.
I think in reality for me, I have 20 contacts. Kama siko wrong. And even among the 20, there are just a few people I can call and talk to. A few people I can rely on, like when I'm in a deep shit, like, yo, can you help me? I need like 10K right now, ASAP, do this. Like, I have only a few people I can say, like, we talk on a daily and we rely on each other. The rest, your number for maybe one day purpose.
Exactly. You know? And probably because you work in the studio and definitely networking, music. Me, by the way, I realized that I have a lot of musicians. People who come to the studio, a lot of musicians, like a lot of creatives. But again, I'm like, these creatives are not my friends. These are just people I know from the studio, probably because we're in the same field. But again, those are not your friends. Also differentiate that too.
Man, and also see Jaba says that is the relationship about group or business? You mean group or business? That is what I think I'm reading here. It should be about business. That is what I meant earlier personally, because I came to realize, especially with handling a studio, I needed people putting ideas in my head. You know, I had friends who are just here, you know, I want me to cook for them.
Exactly.
You know, watu tu kukunywa. I'm like, yo, you're wasting. Yeah. And the moment I dropped that, like, you know, stopped being available, yo, I really saw the reality of people. Even, like, nobody's calling me anymore.
And even the respect is there. Like, if they don't see you much,
exactly.
Like, hey, Joby, you know, nowadays, like,
yeah, because me kwanza kusionekanangi sana. Like, I'd even meet my neighbor Mark and Aniliza. Unakuanga? Yeah, I'm around, man. I'm just here and you listen to us every single day. You just don't get to see me. But yeah, that is what is happening today. Kate was saying earlier, ask Pavin about the phone being stolen. I know, man. I actually pinjiwa.
Yeah.
Manze, she lost her phone. That was, I think, last 2 weeks ago. Yeah, manze. Alipinjiwa kiwa kwa gari.
Oh.
Man, that happened. And I also see Kate says because they know your president doesn't give a shit about you. I mean,
so they have the right to actually talk on behalf of our president.
I mean, you know, it's crazy. But shout out to also who is this? Calliopas, if I'm pronouncing the name correctly, say hello guys, the show is hot. Thank you so much. But anyway, we're coming to the end of today's conversation and this week's you know, shows, because I'll not be on tonight, you guys. I'll be off. You know, shout out to Mr. Blackout Fire. But see you guys on Monday, and thank you so much for being with us on all the amazing shows since Monday. And of course, I hope you guys to see you tomorrow on the Morris show and also in the Charles show. But nonetheless, have an amazing rest part of your day. We out.
Yes, thank you so much for tuning in. Have a beautiful weekend. See you guys on Monday. We always say don't drink and drive. Don't walk and drive. Stay safe.
Manze, take care. This is Brooklyn Boys with Patience. Released 6 hours ago.
You make us sick and tell the shit. You make us patient. Say no more drink of patience. Come to chase our station. Pop is done and the presentation. Chase more calling down your station. Great minister, bitch, I'm going ape shit. Go faster and take it. You make us sick and tell the shit.
Thank you, Jabba. You too have a beautiful weekend. Take care, be safe, eat healthy, drink water, and you know, watch some Netflix if you can. That is very impactful.
Show me the Bobby, Puza, Kikamizi, NCC, and Rudy, Babo, CC.